About a month ago when I first came here to Thailand in Bangkok, the very first thing I did was head over to Chinatown. I had a whole list of street food stores I wanted to visit, but unfortunately it was a day before Songkran, so a few of the stores were closed. A month later, I am back in Bangkok. This is my very first day back in Bangkok, and the first thing I'm doing is head back to Chinatown to tick off those street food stores that I missed last time. So this is part 2 of street food in Chinatown. The very first store I'm going to revisit is called Nai Mon Hoi Tot, and they specialize in one of my favorite dishes, which is the oyster pancake. So in Thai it's called Hoi Tot, and they do this dish so well that they were awarded the Michelin Guide's Bib Gourmand for the last 2 years running, so both 2019 and 2018. So let's go get some oyster pancake. They have a very simple menu. They got the oyster omelette, but they got it cooked in 2 different ways, either the crispy omelette or the regular omelette, both the same price, and they got 3 different sizes, small, medium and large. Now I normally eat my oyster omelette the regular style with a runny egg. I've never seen it the crispy style, so I'm wondering if I should give it a go. You can see the chef here making the oyster omelette. That's the crispy style. Okay, okay. Now that I've actually seen the crispy style, I don't really want it. I want the regular style. You can see it's putting the oyster on top of it. I think it's making my one now. You got the batter, you got the egg, you got the oyster in there. Yeah, I think it's much better to get the fluffy one. I like the fluffy one better. Here's the fluffy oyster omelette. You can see the egg with the batter in there. It's very, very fluffy. Find some of that oyster. There you go. That's one of them. Oyster to egg ratio seems pretty decent. Pour some of this sauce over it to add a little bit of flavor. Okay. And then mix it all up. Okay, so I think the easiest way to eat this is just with a spoon. Get some of that oyster all in one bite. Oh yeah, it's really fluffy. The egg is so fluffy. I think this is the fluffiest oyster pancake I've had in a while. You can just literally swallow it, you don't even chew at all. Oh, it's really good. I've not said this before because I've filmed a lot of oyster pancakes. It's not about the oyster, it's all about the pancake pie. And this batter, this egg is really, really good. And you can see why Michelin Guide gave them an award. One of the cool things to do here in Chinatown is simply walk through one of the side streets. Here you can find a market, a really crowded market with pretty much everything. There's so many stores here. Ah, here you go, one selling dim sum. Wow, there's so much different variety here. So many different things here. Oh, look at that. What is that? What is that fluffy thing? It's egg tart bestseller, 28 baht. Yeah, I'll get one. I was looking at the menu. It turns out they got a pretty big variety of dim sum. So one thing led to another, and I ended up having a proper meal here. So I got my egg tart, the one thing I originally planned to get. This is a creamy and salty egg sandwich. Not the typical kind of dim sum you get. And this thing here. This thing's called steamed mix. Right here you can see it. Looks nothing like the pictures. You got some minced pork and egg yolk that looks like, I'm gonna say ham, and this looks like a really cheap looking sausage. So we'll see how this tastes. Yeah, well, as you can see, it's definitely got a mix of things. You know those big steamed buns with pork in the middle? Tastes like one of those, except a lot of pork here and not much bun. So a good ratio, but I don't know why I ordered this, to be honest. And next up is this creamy salty egg sandwich thingamajig. Now it's so big that I actually have to use a knife and fork to eat properly. You know those custard buns? That's exactly what this is. The creamy pie is the custard bun, and then you got a layer of salty egg yolk in there. You see the orange stuff coming out there? That's all the salty egg yolk. Oh. Now finally, the one thing I was originally going to get, the egg tart. Pastry outside is crunchy. The tart inside is fluffy. Definitely the best thing I ordered today out of the dim sums. Anyway, before I got sidetracked by dim sum, it's very interesting just to walk around these narrow alleyways here, just to check out what kind of weird stuff people are selling here. Next up is a popular boat noodle restaurant called Texas Boat Noodle. So the reason these noodles here are called boat noodle is because in the past it used to be served on this big boat out in the shop, and they still kind of use it as a prop. So here you can choose noodle between different noodle types. So if you look at the menu over here, You can get either vermicelli, rice noodles, egg noodles, or even instant noodles. See the broth being made. It's a very rich and flavorful broth. So right now it's cooking the noodles, and then here the soup comes from the right. My dish is already ready, so here it is. Oh, it looks very flavorful. Let's see what's in here. So you got some vermicelli. You got a very, looks like a thick beef stock or pork stock soup. Got some pork balls, sliced pork, and some braised pork by the looks of it. So you got a bit of everything. It's very pork based. As with any noodles, the first thing to do is to try the broth. Yeah, very flavorful. It's more like a beef stock than a pork stock in my opinion. So let's try some of the noodles now. Whenever I have a very flavorful soup, I always like to get the vermicelli because it soaks in the flavor of the soup, and this here really does. So the vermicelli is really tasty. You can taste the exact soup in the vermicelli. The soup comes with these pork balls. It's really tangy. It's like when you chew it, it kind of bounces in your mouth, and it's small enough that it's not going to fill me up. So it's like a quick snack. For our very last stop here in Chinatown, we're here to try some Tom Yum pork noodles. Now I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I forgot what this place is called, and obviously there's no way I can read this sign here. So I'm going to leave a name of this place in the video, but yeah, I just can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. This street here is actually very popular for street food as well. You can see there's a store right in front. There's a lot of people, quite a few people waiting. So they sell different kinds of noodles, and also saw them make oyster pancakes. This place here is also very popular. You can see a number of bikes parked in front of it. They sell pork knuckle over rice. But I'm here today to try some Tom Yum pork noodles. You see here is a very busy operation. A lot of people making different things. All sorts of ingredients laid out. Their menu is very simple. They only got 6 dishes. I'm not even sure what the bottom 5 and 6 are, but I'm just getting number 1. The spicy Tom Yum noodle soup. You gotta make sure, tell them not to add any of this stuff. You can see different kinds of ingredients gets chucked in here. And here comes the broth. Is it really spicy?
Not really spicy.
Not really spicy, okay.
Medium.
Medium, okay. So here's this place's signature dish, the Tom Yum pork noodles with no bean sprouts. So it looks like you get a deep fried dumpling here. You get some deep fried tofu, a lot of minced pork. You can see there's a lot of chili on there, so hopefully it's not too chili. And underneath I chose the egg noodle. It looks very tangy. Okay, so the first thing to do is mix all of them up, and then let's have a taste. You can see even after mixing it, there's still a lot of red stuff everywhere. It's chili, but I think I was prepared for the worst, so it wasn't as bad as I expected. Let's try some of the soup. Well, not too bad. It's not like just overwhelmingly spicy. There's a bit more flavor to it. Like they're not just trying to kill you with spice here. Either that or it's just so chilly that I just can't taste anything anymore. If you take away the spiciness, it's still very, very flavorful. I think this is the best Tom Yum noodle I've had in Thailand. Yeah, can you say it one more time?
กรอกลงหมู
Chua gong mu
ลง
long
หมู
mu chua long mu.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
and it means like a chua is like an alley.
Yeah, like an alley.
So this used to be where they kill the pigs.
Right. The butcher. Like it back like 40 years ago.
40 years ago? Oh, okay.